Let's take a minute to talk about Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen Jump is a magazine that showcases numerous mangas. It's published by Shueisha, and it's one of the bigger juggernauts of the manga industry, publishing the big three of animes: Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. And also Dragon Ball Z, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone, D. Gray Man, and my personal favorite, Gintama. From the outside, it may seem like this magazine only publishes fighting and adventure mangas where friendship is key, but it doesn't. Weekly Shonen Jump started in 1968, and since then created a plethora of mangas of all different genres. An example of this is Nisekoi. Hey there, how's it going? I'm Haunted Toast, and in this video, we're going to talk about Nisekoi. Nisekoi False Love is a romantic comedy manga written and illustrated by Naoshi Komi, who also published a one-shot manga, Tokidoki. In January 2014, an anime was released and was created by the studio Shaft, which also worked on Madoka Magica and the Monogatari series. They're also known for the Shaft head tilt, which is like that weird neck-breaking head tilt. You know the one. A year after the first season of Nisekoi was released, a second season came out in 2015. And then a live action came out, but we don't really talk about that one much. The story begins 10 years ago, where a little boy named Raku Ichijo makes a promise to a mysterious girl that when they get older, they'll fall in love, get married, and live a happy life. To keep such a promise, Raku is given a locket to wear, while the mysterious girl gets a key to the locket, and when they meet again, they can open the locket and know they were meant for each other. Cut to a couple years later, and Raku is now in high school, and his dad is the head of the Yakuza gang. He still carries the locket though. That moment he had as a child had followed him into the high school years, haunting him, and he remembers everything from that special day. Except who the girl is. But that's okay, because right now, he likes a new girl, Kosaki Onodera, a nice girl whose main character trait is just being nice. Nice and adorable. He wants to confess to Onodera, but he doesn't, because he's afraid to. But that's not his only problem. A rival gang known as the Beehive Gang, yes, that's their real name, is coming over to take over the Yakuza turf. On his way to school, Raku bumps into the new transfer student, Chitoge Kirasaki. Literally. After this quick interaction, they quickly become enemies and want nothing to do with each other. Which is why they end up in the same class and sitting right next to each other. But at home, it turns out the Beehive Gang and the Yakuza Gang are fighting. And if it continues further, it'll lead to numerous bloodshed and city-wide destruction. The only way to stop it is if Raku Ichijo, one of the main figures of the Yakuza Gang, dates one of the main figures of the Beehive Gang. And who is this person he has to date? Well, it's none other than Chitoge Kirasaki. So now Raku and Chitoge have to put aside their hatred for each other and pretend to be in love at home and school. Or they die. All in all, this story is pretty unique. The only problem with this is, as the story progresses, it does nothing special. Nisekoi is a harem anime. We have our special protagonist, Raku Ichijo, getting the love and affection of all the female characters in the anime. And at the end, he has to choose one to date. This show does a lot of cliches that normal harem animes have. From the typical beach episode, to being forced to stay together during a typhoon, to even doing a school play of Romeo and Juliet. It's all something that's been done before in other animes. This anime had unique side characters and a flexible story that could branch out in any direction, but it chose to play it safe by using the typical harem formula. The story progression of this anime itself moves at a very slow pace. Believe it or not, there is a story in Nisekoi, which is to find out what happened in the past and find out who this mysterious girl is. The anime will give you hints about the mysterious girl and have moments in which it'll progress the story forward, but their answers lead to more questions or ends up backpedaling to where it started. This girl has a key to Raku's locket. Is she the mystery girl? Maybe. Okay, well, maybe it's this girl. She seems to know a lot about Raku. Is it her? Could be. How do you find closure in this anime? You read the manga. The characters in this show are your basic harem characters. You have the main protagonist, Raku Ichijo, His parents are Yakuza leaders, so everyone in school leaves him alone. He's meant to look good in front of other characters, and is super oblivious when it comes to other people's feelings. Unless understanding those feelings makes him look cool. Because he is the protagonist, he suffers from being super malleable. His character and personality changes in order to make him look like the hero, which actually hurts him as a character. Because he has none. He's just a nice guy. You also have the tsundere character, Chitoge Kirasaki. Her main personality is to hate Raku, but deep down, she loves him. She's meant to play the opposite of Raku Ichijo. Chitoge tends to be about herself and does what she wants. She also suffers the same problems as Raku. She does have a clear personality, but as the show goes on, it changes to fit the scene. And there's no real development of her character, other than finding out she likes Raku. And then you have the friend character, Kazaki Onodera, who is the best character, by the way. Onodera is Raku's classmate, and secretly has a crush on him. She plays the role of the nice girl, whom everyone likes, for being so damn nice. She's also very timid and shy. Unlike the other two characters, Onodera realizes her flaws and tries to improve herself. She has motivation and wants to improve herself and fight to achieve her goal, which is confessing to Raku. Final two characters in this harem are Seishiro Tsugumi and Marika Tachibana. Tsugumi worked for Chitoge and was sent to the same school to see if Chitoge and Raku were really in love. She is 100% devoted to Chitoge and has that whole girl dresses up as a boy cliche. She's also in love with Raku and is in constant battle between confessing and getting what she wants or supporting Chitoge. Marika Tachibana is a girl who suffers from a mysterious illness that the show never really tells you. Most of her childhood was spent indoors, alone, until Raku came and brightened her life. It was then that she dedicated herself to become someone that Raku would marry. Now in high school, Marika is a polite lady, but there are times when her true self appears. Both these characters have their own moments to shine, but after that are left as side characters. Speaking of side characters, there's also Shu and Rui, who are best friends of Raku and Onodera, and they do a great job controlling the situation and setting up jokes. With the characters and story, you have a lot of potential to make a unique plot and develop characters beyond their personalities. But instead, this anime decides to play it safe and go with the typical harem cliches. This isn't bad, as it's still very funny and entertaining to watch. But it just feels like wasted potential. Chitoge will always be the tsundere character, Onodera the nice character, and the protagonist Raku will always be the nice guy. They don't learn from the situation and don't develop in character. This makes it hard to root for the characters, because their personalities are so flat, there isn't anything to root for. Raku is such a bland character that I prefer no girl get with him at the end, because there's no strong romantic development between the characters. Raku just shows up, helps them out, and helps them discover who they are. With bland characters and a typical harem plot, what about Nisekoi makes it interesting? It's the visuals and writing. The show is basic in story and characters, but it's still able to entertain its audience through its execution and visuals. The jokes are the same. It is executed perfectly, giving you the situation, some time to process, and then the reaction. With each character having different personalities, the interaction between them isn't unique, but fun to watch. The overall story is slow-paced and very basic, and yet it's the smaller moments that are able to keep you invested. The visuals in the anime are amazing. They are bright, colorful, and well-detailed. And like all anime, it has those great angles. There's literally 3 different angles of Chitoge sitting in one chair. There are many different styles of animation that all seem to blend together into a new style, that is Shaft Studios. This anime definitely uses its visuals to draw you in at first, and makes you stay for the small slice-of-life moments. This is an anime to watch if you want a quick laugh, and to watch cute anime characters do adorable things. And that's my review of Nisekoi. So I'm redoing my ending because the ending I originally had was really bad. So I'm redoing it now. I had to bring out the lights, break continuity, you trying to create everything as similar as it was before, but who knows, my hair's a little longer, and yeah. And sometimes if you look in the back right now, because it took 2 days to film this, so The lighting was a little bit different. You can kind of see it. In the beginning, it's like really dark. And then halfway through my video, it gets light. It's because it took 2 days. And yeah, this is my new ending for this video.